welcome to Interview the Influencer Show, episode 9th, with our guest. Her name is Kanchan Bokil, and she's a woman cyclist or a woman biker, but remedial tutor by profession. So, why we have her on today? Because she's the first woman in India. Let me tell you again, she's a first woman in India to complete Everesting 10,000 meters of cycling. Okay, so those are like such a big sentence. We will split into between, but before that, we first of all welcome our guest. Hello, Kanchan. Hello, how are you?
Hi, Rishikesh. Thank you very much. I'm doing good. Thank you for having me on your show.
I would like to ask you that I'm recording this episode and I will put it on YouTube if this is okay with you.
Yes, absolutely fine. Not a
Okay,
problem at all.
perfect. Thank you. Then, so the zeroth question is what is Everesting and 10,000 meters of cycling, and what is the overall story of yours with these two terms?
Right. Everesting basically is a concept of doing hill repeats,
Okay,
and you gain the height of Mount Everest, which is approximately 8,800 meters.
okay,
So basically, the whole idea of Everesting is to do repeats of a hill,
okay.
and you're not allowed to sleep. That is their main
Wow.
criteria. So
Okay.
you can choose any hill, any mountain. You can take a flyover if you wish to, and you keep doing those repeats till you attain that altitude, till you attain that height.
Oh, okay, okay,
So
okay.
I did 10,000 meters
Meters.
on the 1st of February.
Wow, wow. Okay, this is the recently one. So, yeah.
Very recent. Yes, yes,
Okay, so in the month of February, you completed this 10,000 meters of.
yes,
Okay,
yes,
and
yes.
you did it in like one go, or how it was like?
We are not allowed to sleep. So I finished in 34 hours, which was
Wow.
the elapsed time. My cycling time was 24 hours.
Okay,
Because of course we need to take breaks in between too,
okay,
for food,
okay.
for rest, and many breaks for stretching, because
Okay,
stretching is very important.
okay.
Stretching, eating, just to be grounded, for maybe a 30-second break
Yeah.
between every round.
Okay, okay, but what I wanted to say that this like 24 hours, but which is out of 34 hours is actually you were doing Everesting. So all dedicated
Yes,
34
yes,
hours for
actual
was that.
cycling. Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes, yes,
so
yes,
that is important. It's like complete
yes, and no
34
sleep.
hours. Yes, yes. So that is also very important that it's without any sleep, complete 34 hours.
Right, right, right.
Okay, awesome. I also have one more term with that, like BRM. So what you have like the BRM?
BRM, the full form of BRM is Brevet de Randonniers Mondox. I don't know how they pronounce it.
Okay,
It's originated in France.
okay.
So basically, this is all about endurance cycling
Uh-huh.
within a given time frame. So
Okay,
you have a 200 kilometers which you have to finish in 13 and a half hours.
okay,
Then you have no, 200 you finish in 13 and a half hours. 300 you finish in 20 hours. 400 in 27 hours, and 600 in 40 hours.
wow, wow,
So
wow.
these are basically average speed of 15 kilometers per hour is how they've
Calculate.
taken it. So
Okay,
it is not a race, it is not a competition. You just do it for fun, and these are all self-supported rides.
okay,
Though
okay,
you have to register with the randonneering group if you want to do it,
okay.
but they don't assist you really with anything. So if you have a flat, you've got to fix it
Wow,
yourself.
wow.
So you've just got to stop for your own food, water,
And
everything.
you have to
They
manage
do have
that time.
checkpoints. They do have checkpoints
Okay,
where they do give you a banana or whatever, and obviously they will note your timings. And they also have cutoff points in between. So it's not
oh.
like you start, you start and then you end after 13 and a half hours
Okay,
for the
okay.
200. And then there
So
is a super randonneer, an SR is what you call. So if you finish the 200, 300, 400 and 600 kilometers in their calendar year, which starts from October to September,
okay,
1st of October to September, you get the title of an SR.
Wow.
That's a super randonneur.
Okay. A
Yeah, so
superhuman. It
I
should be
did
a.
that.
Oh, you did that.
So I started my randonneuring on the 10th of Jan, and I think 20th was my last ride. So
Wow.
within 1.5 months, I finished that.
Okay.
In between, the Everesting happened.
Wow. Wow.
So it's been a lot of riding in these past 2 months.
Yeah. Then we in between we see some other questions like that, but we will now start with our basic 11th questions. So in that one, the first one is, how was your journey up to the position of this title, first woman in India to complete Everesting?
Well, basically, I hadn't taken Everesting very seriously.
Okay.
So, let's give it a try. Let's see if I want to do it. I may not want to do it. So my mentor Sanjay Karandikar, he said, you take a call. Either you decide you want to do it and we have a plan and we do it, or then we don't do it. He said, don't be confused about whether you want it or you
Okay.
don't want it.
Okay.
So yeah, so I had a friend Kirit Pokje who has been very, very inspirational in this entire BRM journey and Everesting. So he is one of the first, I think the first person to have done 11,000
Wow.
elevation gain, the first person in India. So
Wow,
he's
wow.
from Pune, so just decided to meet him and basically see what Everesting is and the do's and don'ts and what preparation
Okay.
one needs to do. So I met him, I think, on the 3rd or the 4th of January.
Okay.
And he said the main criteria is not to sleep. So are you able to do that? And I'm somebody who sleeps at 9:15 in the night. So
Oh, wow, wow.
I mean, it was almost impossible. I said, I don't think I can. So he said, try doing it at home, read a book, watch TV. I said, impossible. So then I met him with my coach. So he said, okay, maybe we can plan a night ride, just ride through the night. So he suggested there is a 600 BRM now, and why don't you? I'm going to be a part of it. So join me. He said, and we are allowed to sleep during a BRM. So 600 is a 40-hour BRM where you're allowed to sleep if you wish to. So he said your aim has to be not to sleep for 24 hours. So if you can do that, post that we'll talk about Everesting. He said, because if you can't do that without sleeping, he said you can't do Everesting. So and I'd done a 200-kilometer ride before that. I'd never done anything more than that. So suddenly starting with a 600, I was a little wary. I wasn't sure whether I would be able to, very, very apprehensive. So I said, might as well give it a try. Nahi hua to nahi hua. I mean, maximum what? It will be a DNF, did not finish.
Okay.
Nothing worse than that can happen. And 24 hours of riding time, I have to be awake. So if the BRM starts at 6, obviously I'm awake from 4:30 at home.
Right.
Getting prepared. So it's not from there. So 6 to 6, I had to be awake. So it was actually a little over 24 hours. So I said, let's give it a try. So I managed to do that, thankfully.
Okay, perfect.
And
awesome.
In that 600, I think I slept only for half an hour. I was pretty okay. And then we met him again because I that point in time, then I thought I'll finish my BRMs and I'll get the SR title.
Okay.
I thought Everesting probably can happen sometime in March or April or whenever. So then we again met Kirit and my mentor and me. The 30th, I think the full moon night was sometime around the 26th, 27th of Jan. And he said, Katie, you'll have good light and it'll be an amazing experience. Do it now. I said, now I can't. I don't think I can do it now. I said, it's too soon. I said, what about the BRMs? He said, BRMs, you have time till September to do it. Once the heat sets in, March will be difficult because then he said it goes on to about August, post the rains then. And he said, we already have someone who's done the Everesting from Pune itself, the first woman. So he said, try 10K, you will be the first woman if you can do it. So let's do it as soon as possible.
Wow.
And crazy it may sound, but that moonlight story somehow stuck to me, and I said, chalo, let's just give it a try.
Right.
So then we decided on the crew and thing, and so actually didn't really prepare for it at all, really.
Okay.
Yeah, so quite a task.
Okay, perfect.
So I
But
think because I didn't prepare, I didn't know the pitfalls of it. So in a way, ignorance was bliss for me. Okay, let's do it. I've been cycling since 2011,
okay,
but I think till about 2015, I haven't done more than 50 kilometers. It was very, very
okay.
easy, all pleasure rides. In 2016, I went for a tour of Deccan, which is Pune to Goa cycling through the Konkan coastal
Wow.
region, and I couldn't finish that. Out of the 550 kilometers, I think I did 300 odd, 350 odd kilometers.
Okay.
And knee pain, and somehow I just
Uh-huh.
couldn't manage. So that was a DNF, did not finish. So it's not a race or whatever, but
But it's
somehow
a
that pinched me that I didn't finish. I wasn't able
okay.
to finish that tour. Then next year I decided to do Manali Khardungla.
Wow.
So that also I wasn't able to do. So and that really hurt. I said, I'm kind of going on these tours, not finishing them, spending so much of money. So I said, if I'm going to be doing any of these tours, I have to be sure that I at least finish them.
Yes.
So then I approached my now mentor Sanjay Karandikar, and then I decided to register for Tour of Tamil Nadu,
Okay.
which is kind of a tough. Again, it's a tour, it's a fun tour, but the elevation gains there are pretty high. So
Okay.
I said, just help me finish this tour. That's about it. That's all that I want to do. So serious cycling I got into 2018,
Okay.
and Tour of Tamil Nadu I was able to finish with ease, and that 3 month of rigorous training really
Wow.
helped. So we
Okay.
started in about July, training in July, and this tour happens in December.
Okay.
So from I
Perfect.
think August, September, October, 4 months I got. And he really made me slog in those 4 months. Well, that really helped. And I said my aim is only to be able to finish with ease.
Correct. Correct. I mean,
So
yeah.
yes, and I received a lot of adulation then. So I was on a major high then. 2019 again we did the tour of Tamil Nadu.
Okay.
But then I got into serious cycling after 2018.
Okay. Perfect. And then
Right.
eventually this year it came up with
Yes, yes.
wrestling. Perfect.
And
Amazing.
BRMs have been a dream, I think, since the time I've been cycling.
Okay.
But I mean, when you're cycling 40 and 50 kilometers, 200 kilometer is also completely
Yes.
out
Yes.
out of reach. I mean, I couldn't even think about it. So now after 18, I said, okay, probably I am a little prepared now. And then we were doing these short tours from Pune to Nashik. We did from Nashik Saputara. We did. So we
Okay.
did a 750 kilometer in 4 days in December. So that helped me gain a lot of confidence that probably I can
Do
do
that.
do
Okay.
BRMs. So the plan was last year, but obviously with the pandemic that didn't happen, and then there was no cycling also that happened. So I wasn't sure I would,
Okay.
I had enough muscle memory to really pull that through.
Okay.
But that December ride helped, and obviously the 600 was a major confidence booster to be able to
Complete. Wow.
finish
Amazing.
that in 35 hours
Yeah.
was incredible.
Even sitting in a car and driving 600 kilometers is for
I
many
know,
of
I
us
know.
is like, okay, we completed all of
Correct,
600, we
correct,
completely drained
correct,
out.
correct. And I
Okay.
had company through the night, but entire morning from about 8 o'clock till I finished at about 5, I was all alone. So that was also a great confidence booster that I'm okay being alone. I don't have
Ah,
to have somebody. So
perfect.
thankfully there were no technical issues with the bike,
Bike.
because then I
Okay.
would have had to probably just wait for somebody to come and help me, or look for a mechanic. But on my own, I'm able to ride. I'm able to kind of
Very
stop,
good.
have food alone, because for me conceptually it's very difficult to do anything alone.
Alone. Yeah,
I mean, I
that's
can't imagine going to a restaurant and having something all by myself. But here I had no choice, so
okay.
I stopped at places, and I think I got over that apprehension
Okay.
also.
Okay. So much energetic. I mean, I could feel the vibes so much that wow, I should be going. I was just thinking yesterday that I'm taking an interview, and at least I should be doing something. But in this case, with this specific to cycling, I somehow not maybe 5% of cycling which I do is I go to like to office every day since 2 years now. So
Right.
I said, like, okay, I'm taking interview like 2% or 5% at least. I can tell now that I'm
No, no, but
doing.
that's such a big thing. So
Yes.
that is how I started my cycling. Is I was working with a school which is about 2 kilometers from home. That's where my cycling journey started. So
Okay.
it is it is small steps that we take
Yes. Yes.
that big build success stories eventually.
Right. Right. Good. Good. Then we go to the second question. So the question is, how is your 24 hours of work day and off day be like? But we can little bit modify that. The work day, and then you said about the rigorous training. So during that training days,
Right,
if we say
right,
that, what
right.
was okay?
Okay, so my day usually starts very early at about 5-ish,
Okay.
and I bike about 4 days a week. Out of that, two are leisure 50-kilometer rides. One is on the weekend, which is 100-kilometer, but there we have a target oriented
Okay.
ride. And one day we do hill repeats. I
Ah,
think that over the last 2 years we've been doing. So I think that helped for the Everesting
okay.
now. So there also obviously the competition is with yourself to improve from your last week's performance.
Right.
So
Right. Okay.
so and I do indoor cycling, that is spinning,
Okay.
stationary bike.
Uh-huh.
So I do that every day.
Okay.
So normally what I do is morning I go for a quick, maybe a 5-7 kilometer regular bike ride. I do my spinning and I come back home. And since
Wow.
I'm a tutor, I have my classes. I have one batch in the morning and one batch in the afternoon.
Okay.
So then I get a little busy with that. And evenings are usually weight training because that is a very important part
Uh,
of strength muscle training is very important for biking also.
okay.
So I do that at home.
Okay.
I'm I
Perfect.
that's my dinner is before 7 and I'm off to bed by 9:15.
Perfect. Okay. Okay.
Sundays are usually off days. We've
Okay.
specifically kept it that way because Saturday we have normally a long
Uh-huh.
training session. So it's either a Saturday or a Sunday. So one of the days is definitely an off.
Okay.
And I love watching TV, so I watch a lot of TV on Sundays. Also, my house cleaning day. Majority of the cleaning happens on Sundays. So normally but it's a very relaxed
Okay. Okay.
day. Yeah.
Okay. That.
Otherwise, we have a group, and sometimes if we've planned a nice cycling ride to places where I haven't been, then we probably skip a training
Uh-huh.
day, and then Sunday
Leisure.
we do that half day leisure
Wow.
picnic ride is what we
Okay.
call them.
Remedial tutor. What exactly is that?
Remedial tutoring is helping children with learning disabilities and academic difficulties. Children who are basically
Okay.
academically not able to cope with what is happening in the class.
Ah.
They have normal IQs. They are very in those terms very normal children,
Okay.
but they take a little while to grasp and understand and reproduce. So
Okay. Okay.
yeah, I mean a maths concept which probably 90% of the children will understand what the teacher is teaching. These kids might need about
Oh,
3 or 4 repetitions for them to really be able to grasp what
okay.
is happening.
Okay.
So I have my classes at home, so kids do come home. There are some of them who are permanently online.
Okay.
So
Okay.
because of this pandemic, thankfully, we've realized that we can do
Do
an
online.
online
Okay.
sessions too. Though there are limitations in terms of checking their work because these
Uh-huh.
kids can make a lot of written errors also.
Okay.
But parents do help with
Okay.
that.
Okay, good. Then we go to the third question. What you love the most from biking, and something which you are very proud of.
I think I love the fact that I've met so many people who inspire me.
Okay.
It's not always somebody who is faster than you. Now I think for the 300 BRM that we went, now there is a time limit of 20 hours, and if you don't finish, you don't get a certificate. So you have to
Okay.
be doing that again. So I had one rider, I think, who finished about an hour and a half later. He still reached the finish line, clicked a photo, and sent it on the group. I would have probably given up, probably called for a car and said, anyways, I'm not finishing. I might as well, go home or just directly go home. I did not have to go to that finish line. So it was so inspiring that, people want to finish, even if
Correct.
I've not finished it in the stipulated time, I'm still going to finish it. Come
Right.
what may, I'm still going to. And he had a lot of punctures and issues like that. So it was beyond, you know, I mean, it wasn't in his control.
Right.
It wasn't that, he was slow and he didn't, or he wasted time. So things just went wrong for him, but he still wanted to finish it. I think I was, extremely, proud of the fact. And I said, that was something that I should learn, because I don't think I would do that. If midway also I know that, I'm not going to be able to finish it, why do it? Why finish it? I mean, I'm going to get no recognition for it. There is going to be no certification. There's going to be no one waiting
Yeah.
for me at the finish
Right.
line, because normally the organizers wait at the finish line. So this chap is alone. He's come. He's clicked a photograph, and then he said, I'm going to do the next one whenever the next one is scheduled, so that I can finish in time. So I've met people who have encouraged me in so many ways. It's amazing to see people. I mean, just looking at them, I feel inspired. So
Right.
every rider, I think, teaches you something that you can take
Right.
home with you.
Okay. Okay. Right.
Meeting different
Yes.
people, and then once, I think, whatever profession we come from, I think once you're on that saddle, everybody is at
Yes.
par.
Correct.
Everyone, all of us are at par. We are riding for pleasure, and everyone
Yes.
just wants to be happy and keep going ahead. So
Right. Right.
that's an amazing feeling. I think
Yes.
I'm proud of where I've reached today, from the last 2 years, with consistent effort, determination, a lot of hard work. I think I'm very proud of this achievement of the 10K.
Wow.
Very,
Wow.
very,
Claps.
feel very proud of it. Thank you.
Amazing. For sure.
And it wasn't even something that I'd actually dreamt of.
Okay.
BRM was something, and SR was something that was a dream. I wanted to be an SR, and the 10K just happened. So I'm very
Nice.
proud of that.
Yes. Yes.
Proud of my team who was there to, support me.
Yes. Yes.
The
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Good. Good. Nice. We move to the fourth question. Which is your daily ritual or habit that you are following for a long time, and how it has benefited you? It's like something you.
My husband is an avid reader, so he insists that I read at least 5 pages of anything before I go to bed. Though I also like reading, but I sometimes will read, sometimes will not. So I've got into the habit of reading every day before I go to bed. I mean, he says, however sleepy you are, read just 5 pages, but you
Okay.
must read before you
Okay.
sleep. So he has helped me inculcate that habit. So
And with respect to, I mean, biking, so we already know that you started since long time, but any specific that on the bike you do some XYZ thing, for example?
eating at intervals is very important. Which
Okay.
initially, when I started, I wasn't to be hydrated, to keep drinking water,
Okay.
and to keep having small tidbits.
Oh,
So basically, carry a protein bar or a cheese cube, and laddu.
okay.
So just keep munching
Okay.
something on the go.
Okay.
Then you don't have to take too many halts.
Uh-huh. And also
So you
too
halt.
much of stuffing at a single time, I think.
Correct. Because that can make anyone very sluggish to be
Right. Right.
eating a lot.
Right.
So
Okay.
you're not too hungry also. When you stop for breakfast, you're not famished.
That's
So you
important.
I mean, probably 2 idlis are fine with. Otherwise, then you end up eating about 4 and 5, and then you just can't ride post that also.
Okay, okay. So on the same lines, we come to the next question. The fifth question is like, which is your favorite food, which you can have in daily meal? This is the original question, but for specific to biking, we little bit tweaked it as, which is your favorite food when you are on bike and you like to have it for long time.
Okay, my favorite food is varan bhat, dal rice,
Wow.
which I think I can survive on on it. And normally before
Agree.
a long ride,
For me, the same.
previous day, if it's, yeah, I can absolutely, with ghee, with a nice dollop of ghee on it, and I can absolutely relish it every day. Like I can't do. I'm a rice lover. I love to have rice, and especially before biking, if it's a long ride, the next day I usually have dal rice and potatoes.
Okay.
So that's katsria or maybe a potato,
Potatoes, yeah.
potato, this thing, yeah, vegetable.
Okay.
So basically carb loading a
Okay.
day earlier. And I normally carry sandwiches with me, maybe cheese, vegetable cheese sandwiches, and protein bars is
Okay.
what I carry, because basically you need to carry finger food that you
Yeah.
can quickly remove from your pocket and just
No need to stock.
So I make my energy bars at home and I make it bite size. So
Okay.
I cut them into bite sizes. So then I just open up one
Okay.
and finish. And bananas is what is something that oh, you can't carry too many, so I normally carry 2 with me
Okay.
because they tend to ripen very, very quickly.
Yeah.
And bananas are available everywhere and anywhere. So
Right.
you just keep having bananas. Yeah, I mean during my 400 ride, I think I had about 9 bananas this time. I think that must
Wow.
be the highest number I've had, and I think they helped me is
Okay.
probably ride better. Yeah,
Okay.
and they're soothing. They're soothing on the stomach.
Okay.
So bananas normally, bananas
Okay,
and
perfect.
energy bars are 2 things I will definitely recommend.
Okay, perfect. And how about the water? Like to stay hydrated, it's just plain water or
Plain water, you can have electrol. You
okay.
can I have those fast enough hydration tablets.
Okay.
But you can have lemon juice. So anything that suits. Coke helps. Thumbs up aerated drinks help.
Oh.
It has caffeine in it, so
Uh-huh.
those are recommended for longer
Okay.
rides.
Okay.
And very, very important to be hydrated.
Okay.
Because once you're dehydrated, even if you drink post that, you can't, your energy never
Regains.
gets back.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So you just lose it. You just have to stop riding.
Okay.
Which with food that doesn't happen. With food, if you kind of take a break, eat, you'll get that energy back. But with dehydration, you cannot. It doesn't happen that way. So you have to be very sure that you are hydrated at all times.
Okay.
Because normally post afternoon one is not thirsty also. So you have to kind of, it just has to be a habit to now every about 7 to 10 minutes I will remove my water and just sip. So it has got nothing to do with thirst.
And with this all, I just came into my mind that okay, 2 bottles you said, and then food in your pockets. But how is your gears? Like quickly in brief, how are the biking gears and special things you carry on bike?
We normally carry front and rear lights. Initially I would, and I've realized that when you have a bag, you end up putting a lot of unnecessary stuff
Okay.
into it too.
Right.
Might need this, might need
that.
this. So we normally, if it's a long ride, we carry a spare tube
Okay.
and the Allen key
Right.
set
Okay.
and a puncher kit basically. So that and front and rear lights. So these are the 2 things that
Okay.
we
And then
definitely.
water bottles.
We have pockets normally. So bottles, we have the gauge on the cycles to put the
Okay.
thing. If it's a very long ride, then we also have pouches. Now for the BRM, for the 600 or the 400 BRM, we also need a power bank because you need to charge your lights and things like that.
Okay.
So we carry pouches, but I don't carry a sack anymore. So you try and basically ride as light as possible.
Okay, then we go to the 6th question, which is you are most possessive about.
Nothing actually. Now, over the years, I've learned to let go. When I was a kid, or probably when I got married, there were a lot of things that I couldn't part with. But I think cycling probably has just taught me that we just have to share anything and everything that you have. So I don't think I'm really possessive about anything.
Okay.
I can I can easily share, thankfully.
Okay. Okay, good. Then the Okay, so the next question, the seventh is, what are your biggest strengths and what keeps you going in tough times?
I think my biggest strength is that I'm very, very determined. If I decide to do something, I am going to do it come what may. So I think I've learned that over the years that giving up doesn't help. I mean those two tours that the tour of Deccan and I mean I keep saying that Khardungla is unfinished business. I've got to go there and finish that. And probably had I put in a little effort, I'm sure I would have been able to
Mhm.
do them. So not to give up is what I've learned, and I think that is my strength now.
Wow, wow, okay. This is the eighth question, which is, what is your inspiration? Who or what is your inspiration and what motivates you?
I think my mother and brother are my inspiration. My mother ran her first half marathon at 60, and
Wow. Oh my.
and she ran till 65, and she said, the year I'm not able to finish this is the year probably I think my body, that's my body sign of saying I should stop.
Okay.
And that year I'll stop running marathons, but at 72 now, she runs about 8 kilometers. You can easily
Wow.
do a
Wow.
8
Goosebumps.
kilometers once
Goosebumps. Wow.
once a week. So I think
Wow.
if she can do it, I shouldn't have any reasons not to be doing anything. My brother is an ultra marathon runner.
Wow.
He's run the Brazil 135 miles,
Wow.
which is 218 kilometers in 60 hours. He was the first Indian to do that. So I think,
Wow.
yeah, so that
I think it's in your
inspiration in terms
family.
of madness, I think
No,
comes
it's in
from
the
there. I
family
will never hear
DNA.
my yes, both of them ever saying, no, why do you want to do it? Mama always says, za, kar, and keep me informed. And she's always extremely pepped up and happy with
Yeah.
whatever I'm doing. So I think my motivation comes from there. And I think my now coach Sanjay Karandikar, extremely. I mean, I've changed as a person also because of him. Because I remember, I'll go back a little, 2018 when we started training.
Okay.
Obviously, I was extremely slow, needed a lot of breaks, and so after the initial few rides, he said, whatever hills we are doing, whatever climbs we are doing, those you have to do non-stop. The others you can stop as many times as you wish to.
Okay.
So a little ahead of Lonavala is Khopoli, where you go downhill and then
Okay.
you have to come back. So he said no stopping, uphill, no stopping. Before, after, you can take as many breaks as you want. So we had, for those 3 months, we had a scheduled plan. So every Thursday we had a ride, and every Saturday we had these long, grueling rides. So the first time we went to Khopoli was on a Thursday. And I stopped in between. I just couldn't mind. Nothing he said. We came back. And sometime in between, he said, after that week, he said, we have to do Khopoli. I said, we just did Khopoli last week. He said, no, you stopped. And I said, you're going to make me do that entire thing again? He said, yeah, that was the rule of not stopping. So I make sure now also I make sure that I don't stop, do not stop on an uphill. Because I said, this guy is going to make me do it all over again. So I think that was one incident that I remember.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, so I think that he was somebody who's motivated me a lot.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, I am what I am as a cyclist is, I think, because of him.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Very nice to understand the importance of a guide and the trainer is
Yes,
you need to be
yes,
trained for
yes.
what you think or how are your thought processes of when you are actually on bike when you start, for example, let's say 600 BRM during the start initial 10 kilometers and then towards the end and in between. For example,
Okay, you'll be very surprised to know that I'm extremely negative when I'm on the bike. So over the years, I have very consciously tried to change that. But I keep thinking some part of my body is aching. Why am I doing this? I won't be able to do this. So let's stop here. So lot of negative thoughts throughout the ride.
Okay.
That I definitely won't be able to finish this, and let's give up right now. And why even give it a try, and then
Mhm.
somebody's not. My friends are not waiting for me. They've all gone ahead. But actually, all of us. I mean, it's a very cohesive
Mhm.
kind of a group where we do wait for each other. Nobody really
Ah,
just goes off. But yeah, over the I think last 1 year, very very consciously, I have tried to reduce those negative thoughts, because I ultimately do end up finishing, and I finish well, and it makes me happy. I said, why not just be happy
right.
on the ride too?
Right.
Just
Right.
just enjoy whatever
The entire
is there. If
process,
you're not
entire
able to, yeah,
journey.
I mean, if you're not able to do it, in the stipulated time or whatever your target is, it's okay. Not to have
Mhm.
succeeded at that point in time or whatever. So for the last 1 year, I'm still not positive about anything on the bike, but there are no negative thoughts for
Right.
some reason. Yeah, that
Yes.
is how it was. Consciously changed that thought process.
I guess it's
I said,
just
if that can help me do well, I said, imagine how much a
it's the
positive
positive.
thought will
Right.
take me. I mean, it'll
Yes.
take
Yes.
me places. So
Right. Right.
so I mean, I haven't reached that stage yet, but yeah, at least I've come on to being neutral. Where sometimes at times my mind is absolutely blank. There is nothing, no thoughts.
I mean, yeah. So really fantastic. Okay, then we come to the ninth question. What makes you smile and how you propagate happiness?
Uh, I think yeah, being on the saddle, I think I'm happiest when I'm out there riding. Whether it's a 10-kilometer ride, 50, 100, I think I just feel very liberated, very, 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 very happy.
Okay.
And I think happiness is something, I think if you find your passion, you'll be happy. I mean, I probably found my passion, I'll say, a couple of years back, because I was just cycling,
Okay.
because a lot of people were cycling. There wasn't a focus really, though I did make me happy then. But I think if you find your passion, and if you're able to pursue it, I think
Right.
that will make you happy. So I found my happiness probably at age 40. So there is no
No.
age limit. So you just have to keep exploring
Mm, right.
things. I mean, I never knew I would be able to cycle so much. I would enjoy so much that I have so much of endurance, so much of
Right. Right.
strength.
Yes.
And of course, you build it slowly.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
So I enjoy that. I mean, that's what there are people on the road also asking, okay, what is the prize? What are you going to win? I said, there is
Mm.
no prize. Then why are you doing it then? So there is no answer to it. True, there is. I mean, you're
That I guess
you're
this is exactly the
putting
passion
yourself
is.
into correct. So much
You're doing so much hours of thing,
of
but
physical endurance. Yeah, you're in pain. There are times when you're in pain. You actually have a headache. It's
without
extremely
expecting.
hot. You're
Right.
perspiring. You want to give up, but you're still doing it. So it's just you just love it, and you're just doing it for the love of it. So
Yeah.
there is no prize money at the end of it. So people just can't fathom. They Pune say, you've come all the way to Kolhapur, and you're not going to win anything. Nobody's going to give you anything for this. It's very, very difficult to
Yes. Yes.
really,
Understand
really
for
understand.
people. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. For
yeah.
sure.
Because when I started, even a 10-kilometer ride would make me happy. So I think it's not the
The
miles that
distance.
you that you cover. So one can be happy with 20, one can be happy with 100, one can be happy with 500. So you've got to find your own
Right.
own happiness. My happiness now is to probably keep pushing my limits and see how further can I
I
can
can.
I go. But of
Correct.
course, I've been cycling since 2011, so one also has to understand that it hasn't come
10
overnight.
years. Yeah.
It's a
That's
lot of
a 10
hard
years.
work. It's a lot of one has to be very very consistent with training. So I don't miss those 4 days. No rains, the heat, the cold. You
Cold.
just have to go, and you just have to be out of the house. So
Right, right, right.
now you have to keep doing it, and I probably also do it because I enjoy it. Otherwise, I also would have found reasons not to
Not to, yeah.
do it, because out of the three, kuch na kuch, so something is happening. Either it's raining, or it's hot, or it's cold.
Right,
So
right.
it can get very, I mean, one
Heavy.
can want to find excuses of not doing it. So it's I think up to each one of us, to find something that clicks with us, that makes us happy.
Yeah. 5 words, I will say, and your thoughts or comments on those. So, in that, we have the first word as health.
Very important. Very, very important. It's if you keep yourself healthy, you won't need to go to a doctor. So, just make sure you're doing a 10-minute walk, every day. Something that's very, very easy.
Mm-hmm.
If because cycling is something that you may or may not like, but you can walk up to the grocery store and come
Correct.
back, even if you don't have time. So these little steps, little things will really, really help.
Okay.
Very, very important. Very important to eat healthy food, to make sure you keep a tab on your cheat meals or whatever. One need not be on a strict diet, but I'm very conscious of what I eat. So if
Okay.
I've had something, I've indulged in something in the afternoon, I make sure that my night is going to be very, very, my dinner is going to be extremely light. It's going to
Uh,
be a soup. So it's a conscious lifestyle food change that I've decided to make. So I do eat everything. I will never propagate saying that, don't eat this, or, don't go out. So when I go out, I binge eat. I mean, I really hog, I enjoy that food. The next 2 days, I'm very cautious. Or
yeah,
the
with
prior
balance.
2 days, yes, very, very important to have a very, very balanced meal. You don't need to go to a dietitian, like I said. You know, I mean, for Maharashtrians, it's the Varad Bhat, so I can survive on that. But then quantity that I eat also, I
Mhm.
restrict it. I don't go hungry, but yeah, I can eat a big bowl full of Varad Bhat, but I restrict it to probably half of it. Okay, that's enough for
Right.
for my stomach. So very important to keep a tab on
Right.
on food for health reasons.
Right. 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 Okay. The second word is passion.
Cycling, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I have found
Right.
my. I also like doing a lot of doodle art. I like to read, but yeah, cycling is something that,
Wow.
I
Okay.
mean, I nothing makes me as happy as being on that bike.
Fantastic. Okay. The third word is risk.
You must take risks, because to succeed, you have to sometimes let go of that fear and just decide to do it.
Right. Okay.
Like for the I'll give for the 600. Now I had company, I had a male friend who was with me. But if something was to happen to the bike at that hour, we weren't to get a mechanic, so we would have had to wait
Uh,
till morning, probably lose out on those hours,
uh,
may not have finished in time. But that's okay. I mean, you just say it's okay. We'll
mm-hmm.
to live in the moment and to keep doing things, to keep moving
Ahead.
forward with whatever
Right.
comes. Not thinking too much about what could go wrong, because the more you think, there are going to be things that
It will
might
be
go
happening.
wrong,
Yes.
and we cannot predict them. So you
Yes.
have to be prepared for them, but at the same time, you just have
Correct.
to take that chance and
Mm-hmm.
keep
Right.
keep going.
Perfect. Okay. Then the fourth one is dream.
You must dream. I mean, 2011, I never would have thought I would ever achieve something as being the first woman to be doing Everesting. I mean, I hadn't even dreamt of it. But SR was something I had dreamt of, and I did work for it. Eventually, from 2018, I said, we've got to do an SR, and I need to train accordingly. So
Okay.
it's you have to work hard to be able to achieve your your dreams also. But you must keep dreaming, keep setting higher goals,
Right.
and keep trying to achieve them.
Yes.
They do come true. Dreams do come true. That's my
Wow.
personal experience. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Good. And the fifth one is spiritual power.
I'm sure it exists.
Okay.
There is some power that helps you sail through, go through for everything to run smoothly. Or even if they don't run smoothly, I believe there is a reason why something has not happened at that point in time, or there's a reason why you failed. It hurts and you feel bad, and there are times when you sulk, but I think after eventually you do realize that whatever happened
For the reason. Yeah.
if those things had not happened at that point in time, I wouldn't have been here
Right.
today. It was very essential, and
Yes.
you don't believe it then, because you feel everything is just your world sometimes comes crashing down.
Yeah.
You don't know
I
why
also
this has
completely
happened
believe
and why
in that.
me, and things like that. But eventually I think things do get clear, and there is a power that definitely exists.
Okay, very, 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 very nice. Thank you. Before we go to the last question, someone would ask you why I should hop on a bike. What you will say to them?
First of all, go green. It's extremely nature environment friendly. You probably take as much time as a car takes to reach, if you're within the city. I wouldn't
Yes.
talk of highways, but within the city, you probably will reach faster, because you can just speak, if midst of traffic, if it's a
Right.
jam, you can just lift your cycle up, walk across, and
Take your
start.
fun.
Good for health, very, very good for health, and it definitely will give you joy.
Okay.
You definitely will enjoy being, going places, explore. There are a lot of places where vehicles don't go, where you can just you can just take your bike, and everything goes in slow motion on a bike. So at least you can absorb more, looking here and there. You can
Because
see
you
those
can
beautiful
take in
sunrises and
everything.
sunsets. You can see them for a very long time.
Right.
In a car or a bike, you probably can't do that. So
Wow.
everything goes in slow mo, so you can absorb whatever nature has to offer.
Yes.
Very, very, very well, and it stays with you. Those memories stay with you.
Yeah.
Those sunrises and sunsets, some of them are so beautiful. You can just kind of keep looking in them and riding. So yeah,
Good.
it'll be joyous to be on
Yes.
that saddle.
Nice, nice. Okay. Then we come to the last 11th question. One golden message you would like to give to your followers, in this case, who are budding cyclists.
Just go out there and explore. Just ride as much as you can, wherever you can, and you can take your bike any time of the day. I mean, it need not. If you're not a morning person, you can ride in the evening. Though of course traffic can be a major issue. So just get up and go, and keep doing your best. Whatever your best looks like, just give it all.
Okay.
2 kilometers, 10 kilometers, 100 kilometers, 2 hours. This ride took me 2 hours. This ride took me 5 hours. Just doesn't matter. Just doesn't matter.
Okay.
You just enjoy whatever you're doing.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you very much, Kanchan. Yeah. So we have all the amazing, inspiring, and motivational answers from you. Thank you very much for the entire interview. We come to the last part of the interview. So before we go, we would like to see some glimpse of your Everesting. Do you have something for us?
Yes. Thank you for having me on your show. It's been a pleasure talking to you. There is a video of my Everesting, and a few photographs mostly of my rides that have been grueling.
Okay.
So I think you'll see all happy faces. So you can I have those. So you can, if you can have a look at
Okay.
them.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Then those will be as a last part of this video. We will have those
Okay,
glimpse of
okay.
photos, and to contact Kanchan for any counseling or any kind of support, help, and any questions related to what she does, I will paste her Facebook page link in the description below. And Kanchan, you also with your family keep watching Interview the Influencer Show. Subscribe
I will, yes.
and comment. Thank you very much. I wish you a
Thank you
nice
so
health
much.
and
Thank you.
everything good. And have a nice evening.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, yeah. Bye bye. Bye. Bye.